Big day of racing at Tabcorp Park, Menangle on Sunday, and we've got 11 races. 7 of those are Group 1s. We're going to have a look at one of the Group 1s here. We're going to have a look at race number 10, which is the Len Smith Mile for the Group 1 Pacers, and we'll also have a look at the Rising Stars event. But firstly, the big Group 1, the Len Smith Mile, and the market has Lenny the Shark as a raging hot favourite at $1.35, and after drawing barrier 2, it does look very hard for him to taste defeat. He has been able to dominate big races recently. Of course, the reigning Inter Dominion winner set up outside the leader on that occasion and just controlled the race. And I just get the feeling he's going to do the same. We've seen him already at Menangle this campaign when he worked to the death seat, controlled and then kicked away. He's prepared for this with a trial on Monday. He went 150.15 on that occasion, and it's very hard to see the superstar being beaten in this race. There is a lot of speed in the early stages, and I can see them rushing forward, a few of these rivals, and maybe getting in front of him. But as soon as Chris Alford wants to make that move around to the chair, I think he can control the race. He'll be happy to sit up outside the leader and stop all the moves coming from the tail of the field. So we'll go with number 2, Lenny the Shark on top. Hardest to beat, number 6, a Hoka Punter. The former Kiwi, now being trained in Australia, Nathan Purdon's doing the job with the Hoka Punter. Horse was in town in Sydney last weekend, did a good job on that occasion, and had acceleration when he needed it. He's probably on that next rung down below Lenny the Shark at this stage of his career. But he's got the problem that he needs to stay in front of Lenny the Shark, so he needs to be going forward in the early stages. And as mentioned, there might be a pretty fast first quarter with horses like Better Bet Black drawn on the front row, which will zing out of gate number 9. But I think a Hoka Punter is the main danger to the favourite Lenny the Shark. I thought number 7, Frith, could run a better race. I know she tends to run her best races at Menangle when she can lead, and she's racing her own sex. But I thought her run last week was okay, and I think from the wider draw, she might be able to just slide across with the speed drawn inside and outside her. Wouldn't be surprised to see her running on, and I think she's getting out to silly place odds, and I've thrown in number 12, It Is Billy, the Victorian. With emergencies out, the horse is going to start inside second row, following out Yaya's Hotspot. Yaya's Hotspot has got good speed, shouldn't get shuffled back too far, and I think It Is Billy will be looking for somewhere to go in the last little bit. So numbers for me in the Len Smith Mile, sponsored by Tabcorp. I'm going 2 to beat 6, 7 and 12 in the Len Smith Mile. All right, let's duck back to race number 4 now, and this is another Pacers event that isn't part of the Breeders' Challenge afternoon. This is the Rising Stars final, and looking forward to this race. We see some of the leading up-and-coming juniors across the state competing in this. Jason Grimson's had a great start to the series, and hopefully the series still alive as we go into race number 4 on Sunday. Now, we've got equal favourites for this race. Lord Zinzan is at $3.20 with Jillaby Jagger. I'm actually going to tip number 1, Lumos. I thought the horse was super impressive last week in qualifying for the final. They couldn't get near the horse. I guess the concern is you're able to get good odds in the semi or in the heat, but then you're going to take a big reduced price in the final, and there might be a lot of speed on these races. They tend to go very hard, and it becomes battle of the fittest. Now, Lumos was super impressive last week, has got a good draw, shouldn't be too far away, and is a $3.50 chance and does get the services of Tom Pay. Hardest to beat, number 2, Lord Zinzan, first up from a spell last start, finished third in the event, but I just think that run would have topped him off nicely. He's a horse that qualified for the Chariots of Fire, ran an absolute cracker in that race behind Have Faith in Me, and I think once he's fully fit, he's better than these. It's just where he is with his fitness. He gets the services of Mitch Turnbull. Mitch does a fair bit of driving at Menangle, and I think that's going to help him. Of the rest, I thought a couple of roughies that might be worth having something on. 7 Stormont Czar was a horse that qualified after a determined and gutsy win in a heat, and he's going around at silly odds. He's a $21 chance. And of the rest, I thought number 4, Floyd Mayweather. This is the perfect race for him because he will just drop out of it early. They'll go very, very hard in the early and middle stages, and he'll be the one that's looking for somewhere to go in the straight. So he'll be at $25, $30, and I think he's one that can knock them out if they go silly. So numbers for me in the Rising Stars heat, 1 to beat 2, 7 and 4. They are the previews for the Len Smith Mile, the Rising Stars heat. There are previews available for all 11 races at Menangle on Sunday afternoon. Looking forward to the Alabar Breeders' Challenge Day.